But Dominic Solanke mentioned at the top of the show, Bournemouth to Spurs, Pell. I think he's a great signing. I think he's really good. Big season last season. I think he'd do well for Spurs, no?
Yeah, the way that Bournemouth played under Areola was front foot, closing down. He took him a while, didn't it, Areola, to check. Bournemouth didn't win for 9 games at the beginning of last season. And I think Dominic Solanke went on to a different level because when you looked at him, he scored loads of goals in the Championship and you think, is he one of those players that is going to be a very good Championship player but isn't good enough for the Premier League? First season in the Premier League, I think he got 6, just looked all right. And he's gone on to a different level. So for the way that Postecoglou wants to play and his, the high press, which he does, but he's all-round games improved and his finishes improved. He's got more clinical on his finishing. And I mentioned it about Arsenal obviously need a centre forward, and it's been talked about Ivan Toney, and I actually said about Isak, about Osimhen, and I actually did say I wouldn't be adverse to Dominic. I got a bit of stick from some Arsenal fans, but I said I wouldn't be averse to Dominic Solanke to go, oh, he's not good enough. We should be in for better players than that. But you think no, sort of about the right age, 26, 27.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
I like him.
Yeah, he's an upgrade. Well, you haven't got Richarlison.
Yeah,
ain't happening.
Well, he needs a big season.
Yeah,
Richarlison.
I thought he would suit Postecoglou.
Yeah.
With his mobility and the way he plays.
But the problem he's got, though, Perry, with Richarlison, he can finish. He knows where the net is. But his link-up play comes off him too much. When it goes into him, little 1-2s and that around the box, he's not clever enough.
Yeah, he's got a trampet down his sock.
Yeah, and it's like, he needs to... And that, for me, is something he's got to work on now. Hoping Ange's got into him and been like, look, I need you to step up if you're going to play number 9 for us. You got to be that player. But Solanke's link up is really good. You can stick it into him. Runners will play off him. You can get Son beyond him. But he's got pace as well. He can finish. I think he's an upgrade. I think he'd be a really good player for us. I think we should... I said it... I think January there was talk about potential him moving on. He was doing well. 50 million quid. Bournemouth didn't want to let him go because I think they're worried about relegation. I think now would be a great time to get Solanke. I really like him. I think he's a decent signing.
I think his release clause is 65 in it. And you said there about the link-up play at Bournemouth. If they play the 4-2-3-1 or they play 4-4-3-3, he's used to having Semenyo on one side and Kluivert on the other, or Ouattara on the other, and he's used to that fluidity. Of players that are going around him. So. Be interested to see what Spurs fans think. Whether they think
we've got one. He phoned us up. Darren, he's a Spurs fan. He has phoned us up. Wants to talk about it. All right, Dazza.
Evening, chaps. How are we?
Right,
yeah, good, mate. Solanke. There's a bit of talk of him going to Spurs. Good.
Yeah. So I spoke to yourself and Jason Cundy last season, and I said Romelu Lukaku would have been a great signing for us. Solanke would be a massive upgrade on Richarlison. He's absolutely horrific, but. Your point in terms of Solanke instead of Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney for me is a much better player. He's much more. He's got a lot more to his game than Solanke has. But the player for me that we should be looking to sign is Julian Alvarez from Man City. We should be bursting.
Whoa! Julian Alvarez isn't coming to you.
Well, he doesn't want to stay at City.
You got to be realistic.
He doesn't want to stay at City. So where's he going to go?
Well, he's going to want Champions League football for one.
But where's he going to go?
Well, he'll have other teams like PSG, maybe Barcelona, if they can afford him. But I know you need to aspire, but I think more realistically, Solanke is the level, and Ivan Toney you're looking at. There's no way that Julian Alvarez is coming from Man City to Spurs.
I'd personally definitely have Toney over Solanke. He's a couple of years younger, but Solanke's had one good season.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I just think there's a lot more about him than that. A top club. His
hold-up play is not as good as Toney. His finishing's not as good as Toney. His penalty taking is definitely not as good as Toney. Ivan Toney can do a lot more than Solanke.
Do you know what I would say? I would agree. They're different sorts of players. To be fair, they're like big, tall centre forwards. Ivan Toney probably has a bit more presence, a bit more physical presence about him. Where he can engage centre halves, and Ivan Toney can. When you see him play for Brentford, when he's like fully fit, he can drop in. You know what Harry Kane used to do? Just drop in at the 10 and like ping passes to runners past him. That's probably what Dominic Solanke can't do. So, So out of those two, you take Solanke or Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney, 100%.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
and to be fair, you're going to Solanke's 65. You're getting Ivan Toney now for what 30, 35 probably.
Yeah.
No, well, I'd look to bring them both in and just ship Richarlison out for 65.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to get rid of him though. That's the problem. I don't think people.
No one's going to pay 65 for
No
Richarlison.
one's paying for 60 million for him.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.